Hello friends, welcome to Success Hub Media. This is Mathematics Made Easy series, and this is part 5 of the series where we are learning the secrets to understanding mathematics and the secrets of how to become a genius in mathematics. So we have already started solving equations. If you are new to this channel, it is highly recommended you like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified automatically whenever a new video is released. And take note that subscription is free of charge. Okay, without wasting much time, let's take a look at what we learned in our last class. Let's have a quick recap. So we learned about like terms in our last class. We learned about what like terms are, and we also learned about when to collect like terms, and finally we learned how to collect like terms. Let me take this opportunity to stress that this is a series, and as such all the videos are linked. If you see yourself struggling by the time we start solving the equation, it's simply because you haven't really watched part 1 to part 5. So it is strongly recommended you watch part 1 to part 5, because in our previous lessons we've learned how to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. We've learned about like terms. We've learned about how to multiply and add different quantities in mathematics, which is very, very important. All right, without wasting much time, let's look at the lesson of the day. So today we'll be talking about cross multiplication. We will learn when to cross multiply and how to cross multiply. Let's take a look at the first scope item, which is when to cross multiply. You cross multiply when the variable you are solving for is in form of a fraction in an equation, which means this criteria must be met before you cross multiply. So let's take some examples. We have this first equation here, 3x over 2 equals to 8 over 5. Does this meet the criteria for cross multiplication? The answer is yes, because we have a variable we are solving for, which is x, in 3x over 2, and it is in form of a fraction because it has a numerator and a denominator, and this is also an equation because of this sign of equality. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Example 2. We have 2m over 5 equals to 7. Does this meet the criteria for cross multiplication? The answer is yes. Yes, in that we have a variable we are solving for, which is m in this case. And this is also a fraction because we have numerator divided by denominator. It doesn't matter if the number, a constant you have on your right hand side is in form of a fraction or a whole number. When you have a constant in form of a whole number, you can simply make it to become a fraction by writing divided by 1. Now let's take a look at how to cross multiply. We'll take a look at how to cross multiply by considering some examples. We have the first one here, a over b equals to c over d. In order to understand cross multiplication proper, let's go to a blank slide. Okay, if we have a over b equals to c over d, okay, cross multiplication takes an x shape, an x form, as we can see. This x shape here simply implies that you are going to multiply this letter a with letter d, then you multiply, it will be equal to letter b times letter c. So whatever you have as the numerator here, you multiply the denominator here. So if we multiply a and d, we are going to have ad. This sign of equality, we'll write it here. Okay? Then we'll multiply this letter b with this letter c. It will become bc. So this is how we cross multiply. Let's go back to our example. Okay. So we have a over b equals to c over d. So just like we've already established, well, by the time we multiply a times d, we have ad. We multiply b times c, we have bc. Yes, you can say, why are we having cb? Why not bc? It doesn't matter how you write it. That's because multiplication is commutative. Commutative in the sense that when you say 2 times 3, it will give you 6. When you still say 3 times 2, it will still leave you with 6. So whether you write CB or you write BC, it doesn't change the fact that they have been multiplied. So this example here is just to give us an idea of how to multiply. Now let's take a look at typical examples. We have example 2. We have m over 3 equals to 10 over 2. Does this meet the criteria for cross multiplication? Yes. Why? Because we have a variable we are solving for. It is in form of a fraction, and there is sign of equality, which makes it an equation. Okay, so we've already learned how to cross multiply. So it simply means we have to say 2 times m, which will give us 2m. We'll write our sign of equality, then we'll say 3 times 10, okay? So we already said 2 times m is leaving us with 2m. This is sign of equality here. 3 times 10 is giving us 30. We've already learned how to solve this stage in mathematics, where we learned about dividing both sides by the coefficient of x. And I equally stress that we used x in that video because x is a very popular alphabet in mathematics, but it could be replaced by any other alphabet or variable, in this case m. So we will simply say divide. Anytime you come to this stage in mathematics, you say divide both sides by the coefficient of m. The coefficient of m is the number or alphabet that is frozen or married to letter m. In this case, the coefficient of m is what? Yes, you are right, 2. Okay, so we'll write 2m divided by 2, which is the coefficient of m. This is the sign of equality, 30 divided by 2. So when 2 divides 2, it will leave us with 1m. And when 2 divides 30, it will leave us with 15. We did not write the 1 here because in mathematics, we don't like writing 1 as a coefficient. We prefer writing the alphabet. All right. So let's take a look at another example. Example 3. We have y divided by 2 equals to 5. Does this meet the criteria for cross multiplication? This is how you continue asking yourself anytime you are solving mathematics, so that you will be very sure of whatever you are doing. You have confidence in yourself. Okay. Yes, it meets the criteria for cross multiplication because we have a variable we are solving for. It is in form of a fraction, and we have the sign of equality. Good. Now, you could ask that why is this 5 not in form of a fraction? We've already established that in order to make 5 in form of a fraction, we simply write divided by 1. Because anything divided by 1 will still leave us with that thing. 5 divided by 1 is the same thing as 5. So we haven't altered this equation. Okay? So we'll cross multiply by saying y times 1. Y times 1 will give us what? Y. We've already learned that in our lesson 1. Okay? Then 2 times 5 will leave us with what? 10. Bravo. So you've just learned when to cross multiply and how to cross multiply. So the following are some exercises for you to try. You have 2 assignments. So you can write your answer in the comment section. If you have any part of this lecture where you have a difficulty understanding, let me know in the comment section. I will put you through. And if you equally have any topic in mathematics that you would like to see a video on, do well to let me know. So remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos. Thank you.